4.
Okay. We're at Nun. Mikoma kom Shiva Havu. Nun Omer Aleph, 50. So we said that they always had 6 examined lambs ready to go for the Kohen to pick 2 every day, 1 for the morning, 1 for the afternoon. And the Gemara assumed that because that's the maximum you might ever need. Because if Rosh Hashanah falls on Thursday and Friday, and then you have Shabbos, you need 6 lambs. But then the Gemara said, well, you also need 1 for the next morning. So Mikom Makom Shiva Havu. Elatana Baal Makoi. It had nothing to do with Rosh Hashanah. You always have to have 6 lambs no matter what. That's only Simon Abba. That's just a way for you to remember that you need 6. But the din was they always needed to have 6 when they chose 2. Dekenami, diktani, kedei l'Shabbos. V'loktai l'Shabbos u'shayamim tov shlosh Hashanah. Shmami know that it's just to remember. It's a mnemonic. Then the Mishnah said, "Lo yikrivu keves baboiker." If you didn't offer a lamb in the morning, you still did the afternoon one. On Rabbi Shimon. V'kulai sakrevu ben arba'im. By the Torah, it's the same thing. If they didn't offer, normally you had a mana, so a half a mana in the morning, half a mana in the afternoon. They split it up. And if they didn't offer it in the morning, they did the whole mana in the afternoon. The Mizbech Hazav inside the Heichal, when you built the new one, the first korban that was offered there was the Torah. So the Gemara says, Chinuch man de Kashma. Who's talking about inaugurating the Mizbech? Why did you throw that in there? So the Gemara says, Chisur mechzer v'hachita. There's something missing. Lo yikriv was keves baboker. If you didn't offer a lamb in the morning, lo yakriv ben arbayim. You didn't offer the afternoon one. We're talking about a case where the Mizbech had never been used before. Because the din is, if the Mizbech has never been used before, the first korban that's supposed to be brought on that is the morning korban. So that's why, if you miss the morning one, you can't do the afternoon, because it's always got to be inaugurated with the morning one. We have like fireworks. There's a party going on across the street. There's a lot of fireworks. But if the Mizbech had already been miskamech, then if you didn't offer the morning one, yakrivu bein arbaim. They offered it in the afternoon. That's if when they missed the morning one, it was by accident. Then it was a penalty. They didn't offer the afternoon one. And loik tir ters baboker in the morning yaktir ben arbayim. And that's no matter what. Mizbeach. Benonimili, the ton rabbon. V'sakevas hasheni tasei ben arbayim. You offer the second lamb in the afternoon. Sheni ben arbayim v'lo rishon ben arbayim. You don't offer the morning one. Because we said that that's a mizbech that's never been used before. Because a new mizbech, you have to do the morning one. Then you can offer the morning one in the afternoon. And Rav Shimon Emasai, it's not every time when they didn't offer the morning, only if they were shogeg. But when it says lo hiktir teres baboiker, If you didn't offer the one in the morning, it makes no difference whether the mizbech was nischanech or not. Yaktiru ben arbaim. They don't. We don't make a penalty like we do by the lambs. V'chichohanim chatu mizbech batel. So I understand. The mizbech wants to be busy all the time because the kohanim sinned. The mizbech should suffer. Amarav hachi kamer lo yakrivu hein. The kohanim that made the mistake and didn't bring the morning one, they cannot offer it. Aval acherim yakrivu, but others can offer it. Then it says lo yaktiru k'tores baboiker yaktiru ben arbaim. Why do we make the same type of penalty by the k'tores like we do by the lambs? The kivan de lo shchicha, k'tores was not a frequent korban. And it has a special skula, uma'atra. People who offered the k'tores became wealthy. So chavivalu, the kohanim always wanted to do it, v'lo pashi, and therefore they weren't lax in bringing this korban. They were always careful about it. On Rab Shimon, v'kulai sakreva ben arbaim. When they offered the k'tores in the afternoon, they did the whole thing, the whole mana. When you inaugurated a mizbech, you always did it with the afternoon. Why? There's another part that says that you do it with the morning. Tanoim. It's a machlokas tanoim. And Amar Abaya, Mistavra Kamandomer B'Ktor Sasamim Shel Ben Arbaim. It's more logical to say that you use the afternoon k'toires. Tichsiv. Baboiker beheitivos aniros yaktirena. He loved over the lokami urta. Lighting the menorah was done the previous evening, and therefore hatova, cleaning it out, was betzafra me'echa, would be done in the morning. So the first avoda after offering the korban ben arbaim was the lighting of the menorah. And the Ketores goes along with that. So that's why the Mandamar holds that when you inaugurate the Mizbech Hazav, you did it with the afternoon Ketores. The one who says that you use the morning incense, he learns it from what happens on the outer Mizbech. The outer Mizbech is inaugurated with the morning Ola. Avkan, Victor Sasamim Shoshachot. So that's the basis of the machlokas. A new shulchan was inaugurated with lechem aponim on Shabbos. Ela b'chol ichunchi lo mechanech hakedush mekadesh. Fine. If it's a weekday, you can't inaugurate it, but is it magdish, the bread, even if you do it in a weekday? He gufa kamashman, the chinuch v'kiddush the shulchan b'Shabbos. We're told a chidush here that the initial sanctification of the lechem aponim, as well as inaugurating a shulchan, has to be done on Shabbos. Kidiktani seifa. V'lo esam noira el b'shiva ne'erseh ben arbaim. The menorah was lit ben arbaim. Same thing. Everything that was done about lechem aponim was always done on Shabbos. Torah Rabbanan. Zeu k'torah she'osu liyochid ha'mizbech hachitzon. There was one example where the ktoiros was offered by an individual on the outer mizbech. And it was not for generations. It was a psak for that generation. Heicha, Arav ben Nisim. It says, Kafachat asara zahav le'ak toiros. By when we lane in the parsha of Nisim and Parshas Naso. So each Nasi brought ktoiros on the out. Normally, ktoiros isn't brought only by the tzibur. And number two, it's offered only on the Mizbech Hazav. But it implies that the Yachid couldn't do it on the external Mizbech. On Mizbech HaPnimi, maybe Makriv. Visu, and the other thing we would learn, on Mizbech HaChitzon Yachadu Delo, but Hatzibur Mekarvi. It's a yachid that can't offer the Torah on the outside mizbech, but maybe the tzibur can. More vatanya. I might think that a person could donate as an adava the ktoires, the korani bo moitzos v'sechet tishmor v'sisa, like any vow, you can fill it. Talmud lomer lo salu alav ktoires zara. You cannot bring a foreign ktoires. Yachal lo yachid maybe. She'ein maybe chavasa kiyotzubo. You never bring a ktores as an obligatory offering the yachid. But aval tzibur yeh maybe. Maybe the tzibur could bring a donative ktores, not an obligation, but a donative korban. Sure, maybe chayva kiyotz, because it brings an obligatory ktores every day. Talmud lomer lo salu. Lo salu is plural, which refers to the tzibur. Yachol lo yalom mizbech hapnimi. Aval yalom mizbech hachitzo. Maybe a donated tzibur dik ktores offering could not be offered on the inside mizbech, but maybe it could be offered on the outside mizbech. Talmud lomer es shemen hamishcha v'ktores hasamim lakodesh kechol asher tzvisicha yasu ein lechel lama shomer beinyan. That ktores is only a korban choiva. It can only be brought by the tzibur on the mizbech hazav, and that's it. Has no exceptions. Amar Papa Loma Boy come. And the Baraisa was in a Loma Boy structure, not only this, but this also. Loma Boy tzibur mizbech achit. So not only can the tzibur not bring the ktores on an outside mizbech, the lo ashkecham, we never find that was ever permitted. The Loma Boy yachid mizbech hapnimi, we never find that a yachid could bring a donative ktores on the inside mizbech, the lo ashkecham. We never find that anywhere either. El afilu yachid mizbech achitzo. That was seen, the Ashkechan ben Nazim. You might think that since there was precedence, that a private individual brought a Torah on the outside Mizbeach. When? By the Nasim. Maybe you could learn it to Yechidim. No. It was a psak just for that generation, doesn't carry out L'doros. Mishnah. Chavite Kohen Gadol. The Kohen Gadol had to bring a minchas chavitin. Harold?
I'm here.
Hi. So we're on Nun Amud Beis, the Mishnah, on the top of the daf, the Mishnah. We're talking about the Minchas Chavitin. Kohen Gadol. By the way, any Kohen on his first day at work, when he was inaugurated, there was a Chanukah for a Kohen. He would bring a Minchas Chavitin. The Kohen Gadol brought a Minchas Chavitin every day. It had to be one Isaron bringing it, but then they divided it, half in the morning, half in the afternoon. And it was baked on a griddle, on a machvas. And chavite kohen gadol lo hayu bayin chatzoin. You couldn't bring half in the morning, half in the afternoon from your house. You had to bring the whole Isaron in the morning and then divide it. Maybe Isaron sholem v'chotzeu. You bring a full Isaron, you divide it, makriv mechza b'boker mechza bin arba'in. Half was offered in the morning, half was offered in the afternoon. Kohen shemevi mechza shachris. So the Kohen Gadol did it. He brought a whole Isaron, divided it up, offered it in the morning, half of it, and then he died. Umina Kohen acher tachtav. And a new Kohen Gadol was appointed, right then. He lo yavi chatzi Isaron mibeso. And what does he do? The minchas chavitin has to be offered in the afternoon. He doesn't bring half of an Isaron from his home. V'lo chatzi Isaron shel yishon. He doesn't bring half of the Isaron that was left over from the Kohen Gadol that died. Doesn't do that either. Elamevi Isaron sholem. He also brings a full Isaron from his home. V'chotzeu. Divides it. And he's machrif mek. So he brings half of it as the benar in the afternoon. Umekza evet, the other one gets thrown away. And the other half from the morning also gets thrown away. Nimtzu shnei chatzoin krevin u shnei chatzoin oivdin. Two halves were offered, two halves were thrown away. Tan Rabbanon, ilu nemer mincha machzis, maybe chatzis sarmi beso shakris umakriv. Then I would have thought that you could bring half of the Yisron in the morning, half of the Yisron in the afternoon. Chatzis sarmi beso arvis umakriv. Talmud loimer machatzisa boiker umachatzisa erev. It's like machatzisa is a verb. Make it into a half. Means mechza mishalim hu makriv. He must be makriv half of a shalim. Okay, son. Maybe isaron shalim v'chotzeu. He brings the whole isaron and divides it. Umakriv mechza b'boiker, mechza bin arbayim. Half in the morning, half in the afternoon. Now, nitma mechza shel ben arbayim. Let's say the afternoon half got tameh. Or Shavat got lost. Yachol Yavi Chatzis from Beso Arvis V'Yachriv. I might think that the Kohen goes home, brings a half Yisron from his home, and makris it. No. Talmud Lomer Machatzisa B'Boiker Machatzisa B'Erev. There's an action, you got to divide it. Mechza Mishlam Umevi. He brings a half of a whole. Okay, so maybe Yisron Shalom Beso. You bring a complete Yisron, V'Chotzim divides it. Umakriv mechza. Half is offered, mechza ova. The other half of what he brought it on throws away. And the one that became tummy also certainly has to be thrown away. Nimtzu shnei chatzoim krevnu shnei chatzoim oivdim. And then the Brisa repeats what we learn in our Mishnah. Kohen Gadol shikriv mechza shachris umeis. Kohen Gadol brought a full Isaron, divided into half, was makrif the half in the morning, then died. Uminu acher tachta, they appoint another Kohen Gadol instead. Yachol yavi chitzor mi beis. So I might think that this new Kohen Gadol goes home, brings half of the Isaron from his house, or maybe chatzi Isaron shalishon, he takes the half from the morning of the guy who died but wasn't offered. No. Talmud lomer machatzisa ba'arev. Mechza mishalem umevi umakriv. He has to divide a full one and bring it. Haketzad. Maybe Yisron Shalom Chotzeu, Umakriv Mechza, Mechza Ovid. Nimtzu Shnei Chatzoin Oivdim, Shnei Chatzoin Krevi. Tani Tana Kamed Rav Nachman. Mechza Rishon, this half of the Kohen Gadol who died, Umechza Sheni, the half that remains from the full Yisron that he brought, you don't burn it right away. To Uber Tsurasa. You leave it over till the morning, it becomes noiser v'yotzel l'beis v'asreif. We've already learned a distinction. Something that becomes invalid through some kind of internal issue, you can burn right away. Something that becomes puzzled through some kind of external invalidation, then you can't burn it in the Beis Hamikdash. Armalei Rav Nachman, Bishlam Rishon. So I understand why the half of the Kohen Gadol in the morning who died, you need to do to Uber Tzuras. Why? Ichsi la krova. When the Kohen Gadol brought it, it was completely intact. He divided it. It was still intact. Then he died, but it remains intact. It was initially okay to be offered. The shaila is a sheni lamali ibur tzura. What's happened? You have a new Kohen Gadol. The morning Kohen Gadol died. The afternoon Kohen Gadol, what are we told him to do? Bring a complete Isaron from home, divide it, and offer one and leave the other half. We know all along that other half is not going to be good. It's meant to be thrown away. So that you would think could be burned right away. You don't have to do tuber tzurasa. So the Armel Chamani, Tanavei Rabba Baravua, Do Amar Filu Pigul Ton Iber Tzura. He holds an animal that the coin had a machshavas pigul. You also have to wait till the morning to burn it. And so our Mishnah is going like that Tana that says every invalidation, whether it's internal or external, has to wait till the morning. But Rav Ashi Amar, you could learn our Mishnah Filu Temi Rabbana, who do not hold that even pickle could be burnt right away because it's an intrinsic psul. But the rabbis say something very smart. Kiven de beidna, iboy high makriv, iboy high makriv. We don't know which half. When the new coin gadol in the afternoon brings a whole complete one and then divides it, either one could have been offered. So either one was roy, metzahavu, like the morning one. So now we understand why it has to wait until the morning before it's burnt. Okay, itma. Chavite kohen gadol ketzad ois noisa. How was it prepared? They baked it, then they fried it on a griddle. First you fried it, and then you baked it. Sounds good. But you don't eat it. The minchas chavitin was offered completely to Hashem. Nobody ate from that. Rav Chia says, "Mikavosa didi mistafra." The pasuk says, "Tufine." Al machavas b'shemen tasem urbeches tiviena tufine. They darshan teafena noa. Bake it so that it looks beautiful. So when it's fried, it's not nice anymore. So bake it first, then fry it. Ravas yom kavase didi mistafra. Tufine means teafena no. Bake it. Bake it. What do you bake? No means it's partially cooked, raw. And when you fry something, it's also partially cooked. So that's why he holds you fry it and then bake it. Now, this machlokas amiroim, the Gemara points out, was a kitanoim. Was actually a machlokas tanoim earlier. Tufine teafena no. You have to bake it when it's raw. So it means first fry it, then bake it. Rabbi Yomer teafena no. Has to be nice. Then there's a third opinion. Rabbi Yossi Omer teafena rabba, which fits both. Islay nov, islay noah. It fits both interpretations, that it's partially cooked and also it's nice. When it means rabba, bake it a long time in the oven so it becomes crusty. Another statement in Rashi, but bake it when it's very large, so it looks good. And instead of rabba, Rashi says it could be learned raka, which is soft. So you use a lot of oil when you fry it. Okay, that's that big Rashi, islay na. Okay, it's not hasa. Chavite kohen gadol li shason varichason vafyoson bifnim. Kneading the dough, shaping it, baking it, all has to be done in the azara. The doichois is a Shabbos. Baking this mincha was doicha Shabbos. Listen, don't be surprised. Remember, when you shecht, you're not allowed to shecht. And shechting an animal is one of the 39 melachos. Well, you're allowed to do it for the mitzvah of the korban. Same thing for the mincha of minchas chavitim. And there had to be kedusha saguf, so that's why in a kli shares within the azara. Now, minani mili. How do you know that baking and doing the other preparing for this mincha could be doicha Shabbos? Amravuna tufine teafena noah. And v'iofila me'esmol inaf shela. If you bake it from Friday, it won't look nice. So you have to bake it on Shabbos. Normally, things that can be done on Shabbos, you should do it before Shabbos. But if you can't, you have to do it on Shabbos. It overrides Shabbos. Because you have no alternative. Because the alternative is not acceptable because it won't fulfill te'afena noah, that the baking of it has to be beautiful. Maski for Rav Yosef, Emed Kovishle Biyirka, maybe bake it on Friday, wrap it up in some kind of plant, which prevents it becoming stale. So that's one kasha that Rav Yosef wants to say that perhaps you shouldn't bake it on Shabbat. And the Rabbi Shmuel Tana, Te'aseh, Vafilu b'Shabbos, Te'aseh vafilu b'Tumah. Rabbi Shmuel learns from a pasuk that when it says make it even on Shabbos. It's a drasha. And Abaya Omar Kar Solis Mincha Tamid. Harehi Keminchas Tmidin. So the mincha that was offered with the Olas HaTamid on Shabbos morning could be baked even on Shabbos. It's treated the same way. So that's a Abaya. Okay. Tomorrow is Wednesday, 7:00, back to our regular time.
What about Tsuba?
And Sorba will be at 8:00.
Okay.
Okay? We'll send messages. Mario, remind everybody that we'll do Sorba where we left off last week. We're still in volume 20.